Welcome to the Gaggle, where we talk politics in Arizona and beyond. This week, the race for treasurer gets a big shakeup, and Mesa Mayor Giles finds out some of his conservative constituents aren't that happy with him. But we start with Congressman Grijalva and allegations there was some sort of harassment settlement a couple of years ago. Ron, what's going on?
Yeah, so Congressman Grijalva was party to a settlement against an employee of the Natural Resources Committee that he was the ranking member of and still is. And the allegation involved something along the lines of some drunkenness, possibly, or hostile workplace also. This employee left after 3 months. She received 5 months paid severance. That's about $48,000 for leaving. And this was a quiet deal that was only revealed this week, and we don't know a lot of particulars about it. So we don't know what were the underlying complaints. We don't know if anyone has made similar complaints in the past. It's just unclear to us what all went down with this. But the congressman has said as much as he can, given that there is also a non-disclosure agreement with this matter that prevents him from discussing the substantive complaints that were with this. He has said he does not go to public events drunk, and he does not have a hostile work environment. That's his statement now. Obviously, it was something that they made go away for about $48,000 of your money.
So he was very clear it wasn't a sexual harassment allegation. He did say that.
Correct.
But that's sort of why it became newsworthy, or why it really came out, is because people are rooting around finding these old settlements that were paid by Congress, correct?
That's right. I mean, this is happening against the backdrop of this sort of reckoning that we're seeing nationally on sexual harassment and misconduct, and really taking the powerful and the rich and famous to account for years of misdeeds. There is no allegation of sexual misconduct by the congressman, but again, this is coming at a time when everyone's having to answer for things that were over the line.
So Dustin, Kimberly Yee, state lawmaker, is getting in the Republican primary for state treasurer. What do you expect that to do the race?
Yeah, so currently, prior to her jumping in, there was only one declared candidate. That was Tom Farese, the chairman of the Corporation Commission. It was widely expected that Senator Yee would jump in, but now that she's in, this fight is just going to get much uglier. They've already been trading, I guess, sort of legal threats back and forth. Farese's attorney sent Senator Yee a cease and desist letter earlier this month saying that she was falsely saying that he was under investigation by the FBI. The letter doesn't say when or where she made these comments, and her attorney basically responded by saying that she hadn't made that claim unequivocally, but she has speculated that he might be caught up in some sort of broader FBI investigation looking at dark money in the 2014 statewide election.
Now, she sort of has the backing of Jeff DeWitt, who's the current treasurer. Has he made that public?
Yeah, he's made that very public. There's no love lost between Jeff DeWitt and Tom Farese. They've traded some very public jabs. And so when she announced this week, he again repeated his insult of calling Tom Farese sleazy Farese. So I think we're going to see a lot of those jabs fly in this race.
Taking the page out of the Trump playbook there, giving him a nickname.
Right.
Speaking of Trump, Lily, so Mayor Giles was caught on a hot mic, which makes the story all that much more exciting, right? And what did he say about President Trump?
So he appeared to call President Trump an idiot in conversation with Jeff Flake when he was caught on this hot mic. He was sort of encouraging Flake to run for president in 2020. He told me last month that he was going to encourage Flake after Flake's speech. But Giles caught some scorn for that online. His Twitter feed lit up, his Facebook feed lit up, and his emails were just filled with a lot of people, some from Mesa, some not from Mesa, just giving him this vitriolic response. One email had the subject line, "Dear Mayor Dumbass," and wished that the mayor would die a slow, painful death of testicular cancer.
Well, that's highly specific, isn't it?
It's very specific.
What kind of impact can this have at City Hall? Anything at all? I mean, he's a Republican. Typically, the partisan politics don't really get filtered down into that level of government that much, but do you think it will have an impact?
I haven't seen any chatter in City Hall. One thing is that Mesa is often called the reddest city in America, the most conservative city in America. Politico once came down and did a whole story about it a couple of years ago. So in that sense, I think it definitely changes Mesa's reputation a little bit. And also, there are some things that take federal cooperation that I don't know if this will affect that. You know, Giles is the chairman of the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport Board, and they want this customs facility with Customs and Border Protection, and that will take cooperation from the feds for that. So who knows?
Who knows? Well, what's on your radar this week, Lily?
I'll be looking at budget cuts in Mesa City Hall, seeing how that's affecting public safety and what's being scaled down and what's being affected.
Interesting. Ron?
I want to know how Arizona's 2 senators come down on the tax cut plan that's being voted on in the Senate this week.
Big vote. Dustin?
I'm still following the sexual harassment investigation in the House. We're hearing that now the House is going to pay for legal counsel for those who've been accused, so we're going to get some reactions to that.
That's it for the Gaggle. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.